Hello and welcome to the complimentary podcast. I fucked up and didn't post an extra video last week, so this is your reward, everybody. You get to listen to me and my two friends bitch and moan all night. Um, we'll see how long this goes, but meet the crew. Here's Griff,
Hey guys.
and here's Jay.
So,
That faggy elf he has on his little profile is his Inquisitor. As you can see, it's super edgy.
Oh,
my,
she's handicapped.
my Inquisitor is lit.
Your Inquisitor was a whiny bitch.
Who was sad
Are you
all the
serious?
time.
Yeah, your Inquisitor cried himself to sleep.
Your Inquisitor, maybe. My Inquisitor just had hauntingly blue and sad eyes for some
My
reason.
Inquisitor, honestly, in this picture, just looks like kind of done with the situation. I love what's happening in the game.
Is this
At
like
the
when?
time, I took the screenshot.
Is this when Solus was like breaking up with you?
No, I guess spoilers for the Jaws of Hawken DLC. If you haven't played it, I'm sorry, but basically, you were in the middle of like this abandoned kind of castle place, and in front of you, time was unfreezing as the first Inquisitor was was like basically unfreezing time, and the stone was like the earth was forming stone pillars and stuff, and a guy trapped inside of a dragon's body was breaking loose, flying away, and then like the camera panned to her, and she just had this face of just like, oh yeah, yes, that's happening right now.
See, I feel isn't this like at the point the Kunari are just hurling themselves at you like a bunch of sociopaths?
No, no, this isn't. That's a part of the Trespasser DLC.
Yeah, that
That was
was
the
when you were down in dwarven caves and stuff.
Ah,
yeah.
my home territory.
I will say I don't know if you all can see it, but you see like that little hump to the left next to her shoulder. That's like some dude's frozen body.
Oh, like the weird twisty thing,
Yeah.
or is it? Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. That's a weird looking fucking thing. Um, let's see. So, on to some gaming ranting and bullshit and stuff. Now I'm gonna make sure my chair doesn't break on me real quick. Cool, we're good. I felt it about to give, and I was about to get really mad if it gave out on me, and I threw my phone against the wall again. Um, the I've been looking at some gameplay for Mass Effect Andromeda. Everybody's favorite topic lately. Um, and honestly, it looks okay, except for the facial animations and some of the ways that the enemies move. And I've got some more complaints about the game overall, but I have some praises for it. Um, I've been genuinely impressed with the way that it like lets you get away with a lot more shit. Like I'm so happy there's basically a jetpack. That's freaking sweet.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It's not it's I've seen a lot of gameplay myself, and I got it downloading right now. But the jetpack, I wish it could let you just fly forever, but even though it can't, it just been a boost over things.
Yeah, but it's like a
And dash,
huge boost,
side
isn't
to
it?
side, so you can use it as a dodge. Is still really, really cool.
It's a pretty big boost, though, isn't it? Like at late game, you can basically jump like 50 feet in the freaking air.
Maybe. As far as I've seen it jump, it just reminds me about Halo height
Hmm.
Oh, oh, fair enough.
from the gameplay I've seen. So you get up there. I've also seen some people climbing on top of scenery and mountains and stuff. So you
Well,
know that's in the game. It's animated, so you can run around and climb on stuff you really have no business on, if that's your thing.
I'd love to see some of the way this game will go. It looks like it'll be pretty interesting. I'm gonna be completely honest. Though I have to say it does worry me that there is gonna be some pretty funky bullshit going on with the style, especially since my biggest pet peeve, you know, freaking beards look like horse shit. They have y'all seen that? Like some of the beards you can get. There's a guy I've been watching, Arch Warhammer. He showed off some of the beards you get. It looks like somebody took a paintbrush, like a sponge or something, dipped whatever hair color you have, and splatters it on your face for the facial hair.
Fair enough. Well, I haven't seen many beards, but I've seen plenty of the other hairstyles, and I will say their color choices are very nice. There's a wide variety of colors to pick from what I've seen. You know, you got your color wheel for customization,
Oh,
and the character creator overall is a bit lackluster, though.
like
I've heard the reason for that was so that the writer family would still look like a family by the time you were done. But even if that's the case, the character creator is a step backwards from the previous Mass Effect games, in my opinion.
so you can't have your twin as like a Puerto Rican chick and you be a an Asian dude, and then they
You
have like
can if you put in a lot of work to do that, but from what I hear, the game kind of fights you on that.
Fair enough. Yeah, they missed a lot of meme potential there.
They really did.
yeah, like son is black, daughter is white, dad is white.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow,
I
there's
mean, I'm sure
something
you're
wrong
gonna see
here.
it appear.
Do what?
Yeah, I'm sure you're gonna see it appear, but just from the character creation options I've seen, I've watched some people on YouTube and Twitch go through it, and from the options I've seen, much different from your family.
Are you about to throw up, Griffin? What was
That
that?
wasn't me.
Your thing popped up. It was going like a lightsaber noise, like woom, woom, woom.
I didn't do anything.
What the fuck?
I was just sitting here.
Why would the lightsaber noise be a signal he was about to throw up?
I mean, I couldn't tell if it was him going, "Mm, mm," or like if it was a lightsaber going by the fucking microphone.
Oh, wong.
It was like, mm.
Yeah, I heard it too. I thought that was you.
No, that wasn't me. I thought
I
that
actually
was.
didn't hear.
Oh, so it's probably Jay, you fucking asshole.
My bad, I guess.
Scrub.
Dickweed. Okay, so
Now, I'm
on.
looking at my download time. My internet's so bad. The game's about well, okay, I'm looking at it right now. It's 43.76 gigabytes, and it said it'll be about after it's finished downloading
What, three
for
years?
yeah. Well, it's gonna take me a cool 9 hours, and then I'll be done.
Oh wow.
But
Well, that's not horrible. I mean, what, Terra's about the same size, isn't it?
I guess.
yeah, and I think Terra may have been around 28, 30.
Oh, okay. I do know like Shadows of Mordor was 45, if I remember correctly. So I mean, it's not necessary. It's a huge game, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's. It
Doesn't
doesn't.
mean it's a good game.
that that is
Oh
true.
yeah, I'm not under that delusion.
Now,
I'm cautiously optimistic about it. I mean, not optimistic enough to buy it at full price. You feel me? But I got it for this, and so I'm looking forward to playing it.
oh, so you got it at a discount for well, fair enough. That's pretty good.
I
In that case,
I got my way. It was
I don't.
legal if the FBI or the IRS is listening.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with borrow to borrow certain games, as long as you eventually purchase those games.
No, it's downloading on Origin. So like I said, it was legal. They can check the paper trail.
Oh, you use fucking Origins, you fucking plebeian.
What else am I supposed to use?
Oh yeah, you don't have Steam right now, do you?
No, I have Steam. EA stopped releasing a lot of their major titles on Steam a while ago. Like
Wait,
Mass
really?
Effect 3 is not on Steam. I don't think Dragon Age 2 is on Steam, and I know for a fact Inquisition isn't on Steam.
Wait,
Is it
really?
A lot of their bigger titles are not on Steam anymore.
is it because of the microtransactions?
I think
It's
it's just
probably
because they wanted a reason for people to come to Origin.
probably DRM,
Oh, that's probably
honestly.
that too.
Because I mean, like in 3, you had to play multiplayer, so they probably just want you going through only their servers. That way you can't cheat it. Um, but you know, DRM bullshit and stuff. Um,
That's a possibility.
yeah.
Speaking of multiplayer, though, the Andromeda multiplayer does look really good. I've seen some people pull out some sweet trick shots using the jetpack. Like I saw this one guy. He was playing a infiltrator, I believe, and he dashed off the side of the map. So he was hanging over. Basically, if he would have fallen, he would have dead. And he dashed off the side and hovered using his jetpack, so he could get a line of sight on an enemy, sniped them, and dashed back to safety.
Huh.
Yep.
What? So you still can pick specific classes in the beginning? I thought it was just a big like conglomeration.
Oh no, that's for the multiplayer. In the beginning of single player, from what I understand, you pick a profile, which basically serves as kind of like an outline to your class. So instead of strict classes, they have profiles now. And if you pick a profile, you gain benefits, whatever your profile says you do. So if you go, soldier, you'll gain benefits to using your guns. So your shotgun will do more damage, like passive bonuses. So your shotgun will do more damage or something like that. You'll aim better. You might unlock a skill, like a profile related skill. And the same goes for every profile. And you upgrade your profile or unlock new ones by spending points in certain skill trees.
Okay, so it's
So,
essentially it is a big conglomeration of shit. It's just you can still you get like starting niceties. Fair enough. The
yeah, that's the way to put it.
I
But
do have to
what's
say,
weird about it to me, from what I've heard, people are like, it seems a lot more open than it is. It's the system is kind of geared towards you following one or maybe two of these profiles because as you like rank up or level up the profile itself by spending more and more points by putting more and more points into like the skill trees associated with it, the passives get better, and you'll need those better passives making you stronger to get through late game content.
mm,
So you're not locked into a profile, and I've heard you can also respec at any time in the med bay. But that is one thing I've heard about them. They're not as free as they seem
so it's like dual
because
classing, not so
respec.
much like free everything.
Yeah, yeah, it's like you can specialize or multi-class, but if you decide, late in the game, that's not for you anymore, you can just respec when you get back to the med bay on your ship.
That's actually pretty nice. Being at well, I mean, canonically, that's really weird because that means you can go from like having nothing in biotics to being like a ridiculously powerful biotic. That sounds really janky, canonically, but I'm not sure how it
Yeah,
plays
I'm
out.
not sure how they're gonna justify it in universe.
We're
I mean,
gonna
the
insert
Pathfinder,
Ezo in your
which is what you
butthole.
want, is supposed to be well trained and everything, but swapping like that, I'm gonna need a bit more of an explanation for.
By the way, lore wise, canonically, whatever the fuck you want to call it, um, is this after the Commander Shepard stuff like that the ship gets sent, or is it like because it says it's 647 years in the future after they get sent to Andromeda, but how many years after or before Shepard's event was it that you got sent in? I
You
should
were
say.
sent either at the beginning or during the events of Mass Effect 2. I'm not completely sure, but you got sent either right before Shepard died or right after Shepard died.
Okay, so it's okay. So I get what you mean. So like three, they know jack diddly shit about the Reapers.
I mean, they know Saren was a bad giant spaceship, and that's about it.
All
As
right,
the events of 3, you know nothing about.
fair enough. Um, well, I think it'll be interesting to see. Interesting to see. Um, let's see. What was one of the complaints I've been hearing? Oh yeah, the difficulty isn't really like a better skill. It's more about being able to put more damage downrange and being able to take more damage. Which I guess that's more of a callback to Mass Effect 1, where it was more RPG than 2 or 3. Uh, but then again, it does kind of weird stuff with it, where it's like, because I've been, like I said, I've been watching gameplay, and you can like dump a clip of assault rifle ammunition into a basic grunt, and they won't go down. And if they hit you, then you'll eventually die like instantly. But they're retarded. Like they'll sit there and just let you shoot them. They won't try to jump for cover or anything. Is that still a problem that y'all know of?
Yeah, as far as I've heard, the difficulty has been more like enemies just being kind of bullet spongy, which I don't think is a good thing. But how do you feel about it?
Personally, um, I think that's kind of cheating when it comes to difficulty curves. Because I feel like it should be a test of skill as opposed to a test of how much harder, how much better are my stats than this guy's stats. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because that just gets fucking boring after a while. Like that was the problem with um, the Dragon Ball game, uh, Omniverse or whatever, Xenoverse. That was its main issue was the fact that all of the enemies basically just became damage sponges.
Yeah, I heard that too.
In addition to that, because I did play Xenoverse, they not only became kind of damage spongy, but you could overcome that if you
Okay, you're turning
buffed
into
your
an android
stats
again.
up and you know, uh,
Griffin,
walking. I had to
Griffin,
check
Hmm?
something.
What?
bring in the
What?
bring in the Brotherhood of Steel. We found ourselves a synth.
Oh, okay.
Murder, maim, kill.
Yeah, tactical unit incoming.
Enemy spotted.
Oh yeah.
Is it better now?
A little bit.
Hmm.
We can hear the birds tweeting on the outside of your
Yeah, I had
beautiful.
to step outside to check something, so my connection was probably getting a bit weak.
Ah, fair enough. You fucking plebeian. With your
Yeah, but anyway,
with your
the
nature and shit.
one of the problems was that, just your stats being better is difficult for a minute, but it doesn't stay difficult because I just get better stats. You know what I mean? But its other problem was just in Xenoverse, they just throw a ton of enemies at you. Like at one point, you had to fight like 30 Majin Boos, which it wasn't difficult because they were doing like clever, moves and attacks. It was difficult because you had to fight them like 4 or 5 at a time. So you were just kind of getting stun locked. It wasn't impossible to do, but it felt like artificial difficulty to me.
Okay. See, like, that's actually one of my main problems with XCOM 2 versus the first XCOM. Like, in XCOM 1, your damage kind of equals out, but it kind of seems fair. You know what I mean? Because if you're shooting a tank with a rifle, you're not gonna fucking kill the tank unless you hit
Yeah.
it with like a shitload of plasma rounds and shit. But
Hmm.
like in fucking 2, you can be fighting a standard infantry, and it just feels like you get absolutely minced because you put down shitloads of damage downrange, and it's a standard fucking infantry guy is just like, I'm good. You can't really kill me with a full burst of your rifle, no matter what iteration of rifle you get. Because at least in 1, you know, if you upgraded your shit, it would take them a while to follow you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the aliens almost always had semi-consistent damage. Semi. Uh,
Hmm.
like they would just be better overall by the time, and they'd be a little bit smarter. But that was about it. Like difficulty wise, they did become a little bit more damage spongy, but like it was more along the lines of injuries meant something, which
Yeah.
I guess you could say that that's a bit artificial as well, because that just means like, you get fucking hit by a sectoid, and now your best fucking sniper's out of action for a month.
Yep.
But then again, in
Yeah.
2, it didn't feel like it felt harder, but it felt harder for the wrong reasons. You know what I
It
mean?
just made it
I can agree with
spongier.
you.
Right.
Well, it wasn't even so much that the enemies were spongier for me during my 2 playthroughs. It was more like XCOM soldiers have never had the best aim, but it was like their aim got worse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
And
true.
to top it off, there were certain units that just felt kind of cheap. Now, were there times where like the AI just, busted a move on me and trashed me because I didn't plan properly?
Yeah.
Yeah. But there were like the Archon, for example. They're like the chance to hit them is like super low,
See, like
and
they're supposed to be the
they
same as floaters,
can
aren't
just
they?
fly up and bomb everything. What'd you say?
Aren't they supposed to be the same as floaters? Like,
Yeah, I feel like they were supposed to replace floaters, but I feel like people didn't really consider floaters a real threat or something in the original.
I mean, they really weren't.
So yeah, they weren't.
no,
So
they
they
were like
buffed
early
them,
game.
and now they're like one of the hardest enemies ever.
Yeah, I mean,
I
I
will
guess it.
say though, hearing you with Psionic dominate one of the Archons,
There you go.
Archon can take on like almost all of its allies by itself
Hmm.
because like nobody can hit it,
Now,
and it can hit everybody for so much damage.
I will say the biggest pile of bullshit that I've run into has to be the Alien Hunter DLC, where you run into the random boss enemies. Fuck
Oh
me.
yeah.
Yeah, that was just bullshit, man.
Yeah, the King and Queens, um, they're they're super powerful.
Yeah, they
Like
have like multiple attacks and they can take a bunch of damage, right?
Yeah, on top of the fact they
yeah, and
move
they
during
can
your
move
turn.
and hit for money.
Yeah, yeah. For every single action that you take, they get an action.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah.
they would mince your team and you wouldn't even be able to do anything. Cuz like
Hmm.
they would appear like at the perfect time in your turn where it's like you have 3/4 of your fucking squad already used, and
Yep.
then now this motherfucker shows up and starts like humping your medic in the corner, and you've already used your medic, so it's like, well, shit.
Medic.
Like your medic was already overwatched, so whenever he popped on screen, your medic like shot at him, so it
Hmm.
bum rushed your fucking medic, and you're like, no, 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 no,
No, no,
stop!
no, 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 no.
I straight up
Yeah.
like
Not my favorite.
I turned off the game at one point because a berserker queen showed up, like at the end of my turn, like my last guy, uh, overwatched or something. All of a sudden, a berserker queen came out of nowhere, did like this ground and pound move, wiped out all of the cover around me. Like my squad was basically bare-assed, and like the front line anyway was, and proceeded to beat the shit out of my ranger like half to death. I was really low level at this point too because I didn't realize Alien Hunter was gonna ass fuck me for the rest
Yep.
of the game. Though apparently the Archon's the last one. He's the biggest bullshit because I was on a fucking mission, an extraction mission, and all I had to do was make it. I didn't get spotted, but like once, and we killed him in the first turn, so nobody else got alerted. And then we managed to sneak our way uh, to the extraction zone. Literally, I was lined up. Everyone would have just taken one more turn to leave. We had something along the lines of 6 turns left until the interceptors came in. And this motherfucking Archon came out of the blue, did devastate, blew up the entire building we were on, and then proceeded to kill my entire fucking team besides like 3 people. And I cut off the fucking game. I was so mad. I have not
Yeah.
picked it up
And the
since.
thing is, that's not even unusual for a normal Archon unit. So I can only imagine what the like Archon King, or I'm not sure if he's called the Archon King or if he has a different in-game name. But since he will do more damage, have higher stats, take more actions, take more damage, and have alternate effects, like the Viper King freezes instead of poisons. So
Yeah,
instead of just doing damage, he completely takes you out of the fight.
like the
Oh
main
wow.
And I,
reason
I think he's bringing special Ice Viper units with him also.
he does, I believe. Though I will say, like, the Berserker Queen had 4 fucking bars of armor. So like it -4 damage no matter what to every attack you did unless you shredded her. The Archon I think had 3, which is equally bullshit because it's already nigh impossible to hit him, and the only weapons that can hit him are higher accuracy, lower damage, or your sniper. And granted, your sniper can pierce decently. It's still just absolute garbo how they're supposed to hit. It's bullshit. Anyway, sorry, got off on a little bit of a tangent there. I was legitimately pissed off about that fucking game because it's supposed to be tactical and strategy. It's not supposed to just come in and screw you in the butthole. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Because tactical strategy-based games are kind of supposed to be fair, and I guess the original XCOM was like really hard, and that's what they were going for. And maybe they just did it, maybe they couldn't figure out a better way to make the AI or something, or I don't know.
they got Long War to work on it, and the thing is, which is kind of sad, if you get the Long War mod for XCOM 2, it apparently makes the game easier. Why? How's that
Wow.
supposed to
Well, I
work?
think it's because what they had in mind for the Alien Hunter DLC was kind of like they wanted to present an overwhelming force. Like they wanted to put like a real commander on the battlefield, somebody you wanted to prioritize. But
Like a
what they
VIP.
messed up in doing that is like they don't really give you any options. Like the alien hunter, the big alien showing up takes away a lot of the player choice, which is why I feel it frustrates some people
See, if they wanted to do
because
something
I can't
really,
run away from it, and shooting it doesn't really work. It brings more aliens with it, so it kind of just like cancels whatever I'm doing, and now I have to focus on it because running away from it just doesn't work. If I try to move, it'll just fly up and kill me. It'll just get closer faster.
Yep.
So I have to like stop and fight it. In which case, it still just gets closer faster.
Hmm.
yeah, it's just BS beyond belief. See,
Yeah.
what they should have done, what would have been really cool, is having kind of a foil to your team, like having exalt units who are like essentially highly leveled up troops like yours are. You know what I mean? Like having rangers and stuff with different weapons and
Yeah.
having
Have
snipe.
the exalt be actual, actually be a threat.
Right, like having them instead of the equivalent of rookies that you're fighting and then like a sergeant, it'd be better if they like made an exalt team that you'd run into time to time, which are like highly specialized. Like they all have certain specializations that they essentially use coherently. And I mean,
Yeah.
I
That
feel
would be cool. But I do
Yep.
feel that the main problem overall with just the alien hunters was how early they showed up. Because
yeah.
late game,
Hmm.
they're not as much of a problem. But they show up like way too early for you to actually really effectively deal with them.
Yeah,
Like
I
when
didn't
they
even have
first appear,
magnetic
you can
weapons.
expect to yeah, you can expect to lose like a squad, basically. Maybe not a full squad wipe, but you can expect to lose like 5 or 6 soldiers to them
Yep.
before you even start getting to the point where you can deal with them. So
Yeah.
if they would have shown up a bit later, they would have been a lot more like the aliens. They would have been a lot better received
Mm.
See,
because you would have felt like you were prepared for it.
the only saving grace they have is the fact that one, they if you use like dragon breath rounds or corrosive rounds and stuff like that, they take damage every single turn that you do that. I found that on the wiki, by the way. That's how I killed the friggin' berserker queen. I basically had two rangers with close combat stuff, and they had dragon rounds in their shotguns, so they caught people on fire, which is nice. Um, and I basically just made it to where she essentially killed herself on that. Um, but it was just fucking bullshit all the way through. Um, well, I will say, like, there are some games that do difficulty correctly in that same sense, like where they make it like more bullet spongy, but they also do some, but they also increase the skill of the enemy as well, like Sins of a Solar Empire, because there's like a degree of these are better skilled, these are better skilled, these are better skilled, and they're more tanky. These are better skilled, and they do more damage, and they're more tanky. Until the point where you get to the highest difficulty, which is a single, a single frigate can take on your capital ship. Now, you're about to have a bad time unless you buckle down and you fight these MFers. Um, and it's just ridiculous. Griffin can attest to
Yeah.
this because he told me about his hardest campaign defending a what was it? You were defending like a gate world or something? Hello?
Uh,
My mic was unplugged.
Oh, oops.
Somehow it got unplugged somehow. No, I had a couple games where I was like fighting on like the hardest difficulty or a hard difficulty. Like one game, I had 3 worlds and I was just being assaulted constantly. Every single like second that this guy had a chance to build an army, he would send it after me, just one after the other, and I kept defending against it over and over. It just the difficulty of the AI is the real problem. Like there are balancing issues with the base game for Sins, but like that's old news. People have fixed that with mods and stuff.
Yeah, like the
But,
Advent being absolute garbage.
they would just I almost feel like whoever like I feel like when they were working on the game, and I have no proof, but I feel like they had like 3 teams. Like one was assigned to the Advent, the other was assigned to Visari, and then the third one was like assigned to the humans. And the humans were like, "Yeah, we're gonna just do our thing. This is humans." Okay, they did their
Economy.
thing. And then like the Visari were like, we have some cool ideas, but I have a better idea. And the guy's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Let's steal from the Advent." Because some of the shit the Vasari have is like too advanced for them. It's ridiculous. Like they have warp gates that instantly transport themselves all across the galaxy. I'm sorry, but that is not the Vasari technology. That should have been an Advent.
See, Advent should have been like ridiculously fast in the way that their ships move. On
Well,
top
they
of,
are.
well, I mean, like this. Let me break it down. Like I think they were supposed to be fast, not only in the way their ships move, not only in the way that they produce things, but they should have been fast in the way that they research. Like they
Yeah,
should have been able to essentially bum rush all of their tech and then get it way before everybody else did, so that
that's
they can.
exactly how they're supposed to be.
Right.
Like they're the race of scientists because you have the military, then you have the science, and then you have the economy. Those are the 3 basic things of any strategy game, and that's what those races really represented. Like of course, the humans were the economy, the Basari were the military, and then you had the Advent who had technology. But for some reason, the Vasari took like all the good stuff out of the Advent skill tree and just added it to their own. And the Advent people were like, "Hey, isn't that ours?" And they're like, "Fuck you, no."
See, I feel like the Advent are super intimidating whenever you see, like, whenever you first, like, encounter their super weapons and stuff, until you
Yeah.
realize just how garbage, like, their Titans and shit are.
Well,
Like,
their Titans are garbage. Like one, you can only use its special ability the first time it dies, and it still has to be level 6, which is absolute bullshit. It's so fucking stupid. Oh, its special ability, it when it dies, it lasts like a whole minute longer. That's its special ability.
that's such bullshit. See, that'd be, that'd be fine for, like, a frigate or a cruiser. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because then,
Well,
like, you can
yeah.
have something like a last line of defense type guy that's like, hold the line. Well, our ships are dead. Not yet, they're not.
Honestly, I never really expected the Vasari would always come to the point to where they would have superior military technology in terms of like higher damage and tankiness and all that. So
Well,
that makes sense to me.
they were shielding tanks, weren't they?
No. They were like, well, they were kind of shield and armor. They could actually another thing I hate about Vasari is they have those fucking missiles that they shoot past your shields, which is like the one thing Advent have to defend themselves.
Oh,
They have a 4th research for shields, and that's like, oh, Advent, what do they got that no one else has? They have an extra thing for shields. Oh, Vasari over here. This is why I feel like there were teams, because I feel like the Vasari people were just trying to fuck with the Advent people. Because, hey guys, what? I got an idea. You know how the Advent are really good with their shields? They have real powerful shields? Yeah? Yeah? Well, how about we develop a technology in our skill tree that hits past shields, that just ignores them completely?
See, the coolest thing I think the Advent have are probably their super weapon. Uh,
Which one?
the Screamer.
The
The what?
for the capital shit. Yeah, yeah. If you're talking about the gun, the culture gun,
Right. The
really
one where
sad because I actually died to that once.
I'm talking about the thing where it causes like the whole planet to start screaming.
Yeah, hysteria.
Yeah,
That's my favorite.
that is
I get a couple
horrifying.
screamers.
Yeah. See, that's terrifying, man. Jay,
Oh, it's actually horrifying.
imagine you're in a game and like you hear a planet calling for like your planet is under attack. Caution, caution, your planet is under attack. So you switch over to the planet and all you hear is millions of screams of like teeny tiny little ant screams coming from a fucking tiny little this tiny little planet and you're like, "Oh, no,
Yeah.
what's happening?"
Just mass hysteria is in an outbreak on that planet, and people are just killing each other. It's brutally effective.
I mean, it sounds like it, but it does sound like they had, a bit of a problem striking a proper balance.
Yeah.
But I suppose striking a balance in difficulty isn't the easiest thing because
Not at all.
while I will sound kind of unbalancing to me that they just get an ability that bypasses your shields, I
Mhm.
haven't even played of the Solar Empire, so I'm not gonna speak too much on its balance specifically.
Yeah.
But I do feel like it's a hard thing to get because
Well,
you
I
want to
mean,
increase the skill threshold as well as make enemies stronger, but you don't want to just make enemies too strong without increasing the skill, or you get bullet sponges.
Well,
Or
yeah, that's the problem with the Sims AI.
yeah,
Because
if you
the
make it
AI
too
for
skilled,
Sims, God, one capital ship can take on a fleet.
like actually, I think one of the best difficulties that the three of us have definitely played is Divinity Original Sin.
That is
That's
pretty good
too.
difficulty, yeah.
It's
Yeah, yeah.
it is a really nice balance.
yeah, because like it's just they use their abilities to a better form, which
Mhm.
they'll fucking trash you right now with the problem like the accidental AI spike.
See, I haven't noticed that, like, at all.
Did they fix it recently, Jay?
No, the thing you're referring to, I guess it isn't. It is accidental, but that's kind
Is
of a
it really?
strong word for it, I guess. But they wanted
Conspiracy
to make
theory?
the AI harder, and then they were like, "This is
Oops.
harder than we thought it would be."
Cause they like
So
seemed like they were doing really random shit, and then all of a sudden like a single
it
move
all
would go
came
down.
together.
Like when we were fighting the alligators and they caused us to terror like 9 times,
Oh,
and
yeah.
while we were
Yeah,
slowed.
like they just set up behind you, and you'd be like, "Why did he just walk past me? What's wrong with this guy?" And then one of them would just cast fear on you. I forget what it's called in game, and then you just get opportunity attack 3 times trying to run away. Then they just set in and finish you off. And if you survived like all 9 of those attacks, then
They
they
terror
just
you
steer you
again.
again with one of their other units.
Yeah, it was fucking brutal, man. It was brutal. Um, the
Those magic skeletons, they they were they wrecked us.
I
Like
remember
Oh,
we
yeah, they are hard.
I remember we almost like started to get in an actual argument because of these things. You asshole! Don't do that. You electrocuted the entire fucking floor.
You did! Like,
that was so
like,
funny.
who was it who froze the entire map, and then it all melted in the water, and then oh, I think I told you to move Loesch, and then you had Loesch shoot lightning, and that just stunned everyone except for
Yeah,
the
like I
skeletons.
froze the entire map because I was like,
Yeah,
I
you
don't know,
froze the map.
I don't remember what the plan was, but I was like, if we freeze the map, we can set them up.
Yeah, it's
And
because they
then
wouldn't move because they'd fall. is what the
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was exactly it. And I was able to teleport and just beat him up while he slipped on ice.
right.
Yep.
But then you cast shocking touch, and I just got stunned, and then they just froze me and shattered me into pieces
Yeah,
while
like
I was
Yeah.
stunned.
I think the main problem with the plan is like we did the thing, activated it, and then you froze the floor. But when you froze the floor, it like froze you solid too. And
Yeah.
you're like, oh
Yeah.
crap.
Froze me solid. Like I had enough magic armor to not be frozen by the trap that froze the floor. But then when you cast shocking touch, it stunned me, and
Yes.
then like one of the skeletons was like, well, I'm next to him, froze me. And then the other skeletons were like, might as well get that one out of the picture. And then they shattered me.
Yeah.
It was so sad too because it happened instantly. So like
Yeah.
the fight started, and then like maybe a turn later, I was like, "Good luck, guys."
Yeah, I think that's why I gave Loesch to one of y'all. I was like, I can't take this anymore. I'm too
Yeah. Fair
bad.
enough.
Like, I can't do mages, man. I'm just bad.
But
Like,
she's. I mean, she's just a battle mage.
I know, but like, I'm used to using the only mages I ever have in my team are always like buffing mages, and their goal is pretty friggin' easy. Stay as far away from the fighting as possible, and cast buffs and heal spells on literally everybody else, and then have like one guy who's quick enough to protect her if shit goes wrong. Uh,
What a waste of age.
hey, fuck you! I don't know how to use a mage. Mages are
Yeah.
I like that. If you're using them as just like you should give them a couple buffs because they do need you to keep everybody else from getting back there with them.
see like in
But
Original Sin. I did
they
give
should
her like spells
have
and stuff. Don't
and
get me
then
wrong. I did give her spells and stuff to use like against stuff. Like I gave her all kinds of different freezing spells and debuff spells. I essentially gave her stuff that would aid us in the fighting. I wasn't just being a dick like here's 42 different buffing spells. It was she just had like primarily buffing
I
and
knew
debuffing.
because I was me and I was like I saw her skills in action.
I'm just I'm just horrifically bad with
Yeah.
mages, man.
I'll tell you one thing we all were bad with was blinding radiance. Like I don't think we successfully pulled off a blinding radiance centered plan once.
No, it's blocked by magic armor. It's battle mage is really good against like non-magical units. So we were kind
Yeah.
of. It was just kind of. I don't know. That was actually my idea. So I'm sorry, guys.
See, like every time I'd
I
use
it's no
blinding
problem. I'm the
radiance,
only
y'all would like get really mad at me.
Well, you would use it like out of range of stuff.
I know. Well, I thought it was whenever they looked at you. Like if they
No.
looked in your general
No.
direction. I didn't realize there was like, oh, it's like saying like, don't worry, this nuclear bomb device won't blind you as long as you're more than a certain distance away. You could be looking directly at this motherfucker, but like, cause the blinding radiance thing, it's what is it supposed to be like the equivalent of, you know, the whole person turning into quite literally a blinding light?
Yeah.
Shouldn't that transition to like, until she's so small that even if you looked at her, it would only put like one of those purple spots on your vision?
I mean, it's kind of like the sun.
Yeah,
It's far away, so it's not going to blind you. 'Cause it's
right.
pretty
But
easy
like,
not to look at.
most of these people are within like fucking walking distance. Like,
Yeah, but you would use it, not next to them, and so they just weren't stunned. And it's balanced.
I
I
mean,
mean,
it'd be super balanced if you could just blind everybody from 38 feet away.
Oh yeah, yeah, that'd be terrible. Everyone would hate Battle Mage.
that is true.
You're all blind, and none of you can hit shit.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Well, I mean,
I would say my plans went over pretty well though, mostly because all of my plans were just like, okay, I don't know, I'm gonna teleport behind this dude
and stab
and
him in
hit
the
him
back.
with a rogue strike
Yeah.
while you guys are distracting him. So all of my plans went fine.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Hey, speaking of blinding spells, did shit, what was that anime called? The one with the guy whose name is like Subaru or whatever. Has that come out with a second season yet?
I don't think so.
Because I know Overlord's got a new season coming in.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that.
Yeah. I think it's going to be about the Lizard Man arc, which was actually pretty good thus far. I haven't checked it in a hot minute to see how far it's been, but it plays more into the I think Codicus is the guy that you focus on. I don't know if that's how you pronounce his name, but that's the best I can do. It's like the giant insect dude, like night thing. You know what I'm
I mean,
talking about?
don't spoil anything for me. I don't read the manga.
Oh no, I'm not gonna spoil anything. I just mean like I think it's. I'm just saying. I think that's what the arc is more about. I call it an arc. Those chapters are more about are about the minions themselves.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
yeah, because I really can't remember his name. That's gonna
Oh,
fucking
are
bother
you
me.
mean like the giant ice lizard guy or
I don't think he's
something?
a. Is he a lizard? I thought he was a
He's
bug.
not a lizard. I don't know what he is. He's just big and he likes
Uh,
kids.
yeah, it is. What's Cocytus? Is that Codicus? No, because there's no K in it.
I don't know.
Cocytus? Cocytus?
I have no idea.
Yeah, he's like a bug thing. He's got big ass mandibles.
Yeah, four arms, giant legs, really big.
Yeah, like a halberd looking thing
Yeah.
for a weapon.
Hmm.
It looks like he's kind of a mixture of a knight and a samurai, honestly. Kind of like,
I can see that.
is he supposed to be ice or is he crystal?
I'm not sure. He's just I just know he's a like a very dogmatic warrior type.
I guess so. Uh, oh, that's all in Moonrune. I cannot read Moonrune.
Can't read Minrin.
I cannot read Moonrune.
No. Scrub.
Screw you. This
You wish.
Yep.
no, no, I don't. This would make the whole the whole romance between these two very disturbing. I'm gonna screen share real quick.
Wow.
Get ready for some weird shit.
Oh,
Ready?
okay.
I'm currently screen sharing. Can you see?
I mean, yeah.
This would make that romance between her and him way more awkward.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh, actually, speaking of lollies, great transition, right?
Not heard yet.
Have you guys seen like the new Zelda game?
Oh, yeah, the Breath of the
Yeah.
Wild. By the way,
Yeah.
did y'all hear
Wow,
that
I think I know exactly what you're talking about.
um did y'all see did you see that there's an emulator for Breath of the Wild that's already going to be it's already playing in 4K?
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw.
I mean, it's terrible. Like you can't actually finish the game that way. But in the next few months, they said it should be playable, like at a solid 30 FPS at 40K. I mean, I'm not gonna play it
Fair
at
enough.
40K because I my vision's not good enough to see HD anyway.
Hmm.
Because I've got terrible eyesight, absolutely terrible eyesight. With my
Yeah,
glasses
I know.
on, with my glasses on, I've got I've got I have the ability to see at 15 feet what most people can see at 20, and that's with these freaking things on. With them off, it's something like 5. So it's ridiculous. I'm like freaking blind, man.
Yeah.
It's just dumb.
Revoke license.
No, as long as I have my glasses on, I can still drive. Though lately I've been falling asleep behind the wheel a lot more. Well, I haven't fallen asleep, but I've been like nearly falling asleep way more often, and that's worrying me.
That sounds dangerous.
Yeah, my grandpa woke me up a little while ago, cause I like literally almost turned off the road and into the ditch. Okay,
Yeah, yeah, that's the one.
this one.
Have you seen this? Yes.
Yeah, that's exactly who I thought you were talking about.
I'm more concerned with. I'm not even gonna say it. Who's that supposed to be? Like, is that actually like?
I think she's like a researcher, but I don't know much. I just know that it's this freaking chick is a lolly. It's ridiculous.
Can you romance somebody in this game?
No, no. I mean,
It's just,
you can't officially romance anyone in these games. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair. You can have waifus and. Why is there? What the fuck? Why is this in the
I
Breath of the Wild lolly? Yes.
That's what we meant, right there.
Zelda Breath of the Wild lolly. The world door. That's what we meant.
Love a lolly, save the world.
Love a lolly, save the world. No. Okay, we're done with that. We're gonna.
Oh God,
We're gonna.
that's a
talk
dark
about-
road.
Yeah, let's be done with that one. Oh yeah, by the way, Hollow Knight.
Yeah,
Any
I've heard a lot of good things about it. Been pretty big hype about it.
Yeah. I didn't realize I still had myself muted. My bad. But yeah, how long?
So you've been here talking. We just haven't heard you.
Yeah,
Wow, nice.
I made like a couple comments, and I was like, man, I haven't even gotten like a nod back yet.
Yeah.
You just thought we were fucking ignoring you. Nice.
Yeah,
Wow.
Well, fair enough.
but
Anyway, like, aren't you a
Hollow
beetle?
Knight looks really good. I think you're a beetle. You're some form of insect. You look like a beetle though.
Oh,
Oh, it's only 15
Weirdest
bucks.
description I've heard is somebody was like, "Oh, he looks like a little bunny rabbit," and I was like, "What kind of rabbits are you looking at, man?" Like,
I mean,
I can
guess
kind of see it.
I
If it
guess
was like an undead bunny rabbit.
Yeah, I guess
That was
if like
evil.
the ears were floppier or like straight up, it'd be fine. But those actually look like beetle teeth.
They just look like horns. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
but I've been
Like-
watching some gameplay of it from different YouTubers, and I can say it looks really fun.
hmm
Well,
Well,
if
it's
you're
a-
in a Metroidvania type of game,
It's a platformer, right?
Yeah,
yeah, 2D
with some boss battles and stuff.
I'm not a big fan of like puzzle platformers, honestly, cause I'm bad at them.
I mean, I'm terrible at platformers too, but they've made a lot of strides.
Fair
Have you
enough.
played Ori and the Blind Forest though?
I didn't hear you at all.
Ori in the Blind
Have you
Forest.
played Ori and the Blind Forest though?
No, I have not. What's it about?
That's like one of the best things. Okay, it's about like you're like I never beat it because you know
How the
That's
fuck do you
just
spell
me.
it?
You play as a deceased
Ori.
orphan, right?
Oh,
yes, I'm pretty
the
sure you're dead.
what the fuck? You play as a
But you bring light to the place. Like it's so beautiful. Like the music is so good.
It is a beautiful game.
Like you saw me playing it a little bit, right?
No, not really. Oh yeah. No, I did.
No, I think Normal Hood saw me playing it.
Yeah, probably a few times.
Yeah. During that one scene where you're escaping the boss battle and like
Oh yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
looking through walls and stuff, and it's just surging upwards, and the music is just like perfect. It pumps you up, and you have to make so many quick dodges and time and like land things nearly perfectly. It's so
You gotta
good.
make sure you dodge and like land things, and the music's just good. And it's like, all right,
Well,
nice
Oh, yeah.
descriptors. Aren't you a
it's just
writer?
it's a good game, man.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
alright, but I don't. It's been 2-3 years since I played it.
oh, fair enough. How long? How? It's
Well, no, it's
$20.
been like a year and a half actually.
Fair enough. Um, now moving on to waifu of the decade, the best of the butts, Ori.
Melina White for life.
Oh, fuck you and your Melina bullshit. By the way, you know it's official that she's 330 pounds?
Doesn't
Who?
surprise me.
Melina?
No, 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 no. 2D, 2B, 2B. 2D's part of Gorillas. Um,
Oh. Okay.
what the fuck? Yes, the valve in her eye. Well, I guess she is an android, isn't she? I probably should.
Yeah.
Perhaps I know nothing about
It's an optics upgrade.
game. I have heard it's really good, and that's about it. This month has been
material. Waifu
It's
far
pretty
as
material.
big
games.
open world kind of like RPG experience, right?
I think so. I know there's an
Yeah,
achievement
I've
that if you
heard
try to
more action
upskirt.
adventure.
Yep. From what I hear, it's not hard to upskirt.
Yeah, apparently you lose like your skirt halfway through anyway, so it's like
Hmm
you eventually just get ass for most of the time. That's
Yep.
Oh yeah.
No,
That's what I'm
looking
talking
for new
about.
shoes.
Got them J's on my feet. No,
But
it's-
I
Oh,
hear
that's
the
the
game
dude.
itself is pretty
Cool.
challenging.
fair enough. I hear the story on it, and it is actually really good, and that it's actually got a real depth to it. But I also hear it is just pure waifu material through and through.
Yeah.
Like apparently this chick doesn't wear underwear, and at one point she's wearing like a dress where you can very clearly see that.
Oh.
And I was like, what's keeping you from seeing hoo-ha at this point?
hmm
That hurts the commander. I can't remember who they said. And now my ears
But,
are ringing. So
I've heard the gameplay
very
is really
much.
good, and the game is actually fairly difficult, but in a good way, not just like
It's not like
unfair,
tank, like
just
squish, like smack it 100 times and don't get hit once, or you lose.
yeah. I've
Fuck
heard it's
your
like legitimately
feelings.
fun in a rewarding way.
Does that mean we're a
Kind
scrub?
of like Dark Souls, though. I kind of hate complimenting Dark Souls at this point. And look, it's like it's a good game series or a trilogy, but it, much like The Witcher, is lauded and applauded so much. I just kind of don't like talking about them as much.
Yeah,
I don't
fair
like
enough.
comparing them to other games as much.
Oh, by the way, did y'all hear Dragon's Dogma's making a comeback?
Is it?
Yeah, more people have been
Like
like. I mean, like it's kind of coming back into public eye. I mean, like
Okay.
there's just a bunch of videos about it lately. I've been genuinely surprised. Like they just kind of came out of nowhere. It was kind of weird.
Well, I played it. It was destined to get popular.
What
Yep.
the fuck is that thing?
Yeah, I haven't seen that before.
That's
I really need to beat that game.
From the MMO.
That's
That's
what?
from the MMO. That's not a part of the base Dragon's Dogma.
There's
Nah,
an
it makes
Or
sense.
MMO?
it's also a part of Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen. There's an MMO, but it's like Japanese only as far as
We're
I
not
know.
allowed. They
Um,
discriminate.
Yeah.
Hey, if y'all got Monster Hunter, would y'all actually do a game with me?
I have no idea. I know nothing about Monster Hunter.
Like
I
imagine.
know enough to know I suck at it. Like I've played some Monster Hunters, and like I'm so bad. It's actually baffling because like the first maybe 5 or 6 boss monsters. Then I killed like my first undersea monster, and then I got to like this Arctic thing that like spewed poison from both ends and made a ton of maggots, and I killed it too. But it took forever, and I was so mad but overjoyed when I finally slew it.
Well, I
They
mean,
were
like,
really good games. I just suck at them. So I guess yeah, sure, I would probably play it with you. Just don't expect me to like carry my weight or something like that.
well, I mean, like, if you became an archer, you think you'd be able to do it?
It's like I used dual swords. I couldn't aim using archery at all.
the Fair enough, Griff. What do you think you'd use?
I have no idea. As I said before, I have zero knowledge about Monster Hunter.
Essentially, just imagine like kind of a mixture of Dragon's Dogma, except like you can't. I don't think you can climb on things, can you?
Not as far as I know. At least not in the one I played.
And is
They
it on
may have added
PC?
that functionality
I
because
don't.
in
I
like
don't
2 more.
know. I mean, you could do special things to get it, but I, I kind of don't want to put anything on the channel that's, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Hey, how about you don't admit to your illegal, past?
I did not admit to anything.
Okay.
How dare you?
You also didn't.
That one song.
Fucking.
The artist will never forgive you.
I don't know what you're talking about. Like, actually, I
Well,
really
I
don't.
don't think it's fun.
Well,
But basically, it's you're a monster hunter. You get some big armor, some big sword,
Yep.
big arrow, bow.
yeah, just
Then
imagine
you take
like
your big armor or big weapon out to big field and fight big monsters.
basically
Real simple, like.
it's the Japanese if they decided to become Americans. You know, everything's got to be bigger.
Yeah, you can get a crossbow Gatling gun, can't you?
Yeah, you can. Hey, you could
Ah.
make sock again.
Yeah, I could. That sounds like my kind of game. Big
There you go.
weapons, kill monsters.
It's
And
pretty
big
fun.
women.
Like I said, I explored it. I tried like everything, but I felt like heavy weapons were too slow for my taste.
I heard a lot
And
of
then,
people
like I
saying
said,
like the best thing to use were the great swords, which I tried to play with the great sword at one point, and you walk really slow, you attack really slow. It just didn't seem right.
Hmm.
Like at least with the sword and shield, like or the two swords, you could essentially run shit down. Um, I hear like a good thing to have though is do a guy who's a lancer in your party as well as having rangers and stuff because then you can essentially distract the big baddie with the lancers. I should probably have like a picture of friggin' Monster Hunter.
yeah, I fought everything solo, so I couldn't tell you anything about the team
Monster Hunter.
composition.
Oh
The
god.
more I think about it, the more I'm like, maybe I wasn't that bad at that game. I was fighting everything solo.
Well, you say you're bad at a game, but like you play something like Dark Souls friggin'
Yeah,
3 and
I'm really bad at
trash it.
games. He almost kills the werewolf at the beginning of Bloodborne with just his fists.
Yeah, he legitimately almost killed it. I got trashed. I'm bad at games. You have no excuse.
Yeah, well, like I was just thinking, I said I'm bad, but then I was like, yeah, I soloed the Lagicarius underwater. I soloed everything I came across. I hunted down some of the biggest monsters in the game.
All right, I'm gonna be
And then I
completely
was like, maybe
honest.
I'm not bad at it.
I'm gonna be completely honest. The Lancer looks tarded.
Well, there's a lot of different styles for them,
Look at
so
that. Like,
some
look.
of them look better than others.
Seriously, what the fuck is that? I literally have a tower on my shield.
Yeah.
Have you seen the monsters they hunt?
Yeah, but I mean, good God, that's just dumb looking.
Are you kidding me? You're making fun of Funny Bunny now?
Who's Funny Bunny?
That was my Dark
Ooh,
Souls character.
Oh, okay.
You're gonna need
You
weapons like
named
that.
your Dark Souls character Funny Bunny. Friggin' Funny Bunny.
Yeah, don't mess with Funny Bunny.
Left card.
Let me see what the classes were. Alright, so let's see. Great Sword, Sword and Shield, Hammer, Lance. I don't know what SA is. Special Axe or something?
No idea.
I guess that's Longsword. I don't know.
There aren't really classes. It's just based on what weapon you're using. Like you don't level up your like. At least not in the one I played. You don't like level up your two-handed proficiency or
You can have
whatever.
a gun lance?
With it. Yeah, you can have a gun lance. If
Huh.
you see the monster, I will say Monster Hunter's monster designs are fantastic. Like they all look so good. And since there are no health bars, they're all pretty reactive to the point where you should probably feel bad for slaying some of them. Because
Oh, yeah.
the only way you know they're hurt is like pieces falling off of them or something, or them like limping around. But most
Oh, you kind of cut out a little bit. Are you good? Jatavius.
He seems
Are
to be
you
muted.
good? You need to speak up, you little fucker. Why do
Oh,
you
no, I
do
had-
this
the
to
hell?
I had to step
us?
off.
What are you looking at, John?
What was I
What?
saying?
I'm looking at I'm looking at some of this. Look at some of these weapons.
You
Look at
realize that you're still sharing, screen sharing here.
I know.
Can't be looking.
I'm
porn.
I'm not looking at. I'm also recording my screen, so I really can't be looking at porn. The
Well, I mean, you can always edit that out.
The weapons look ridiculous until you see what they came from, and then you're like, "Yeah, I don't care how it looks. I'm using it."
Fair enough.
that coming from you is actually kind of worrying. Oh,
If
here we
you,
go.
well, you need to. Is the thing you can't really
Hunting horn.
be too picky.
What the fuck is a hunting horn for? Lance, gun lance. It's a switch axe? What the fuck is a switch axe?
Yeah, I think it changed the range of it if I remember properly.
Oh. Okay. Why?
Because it's Monster Hunter.
You know what? I should probably stop being like facetious about this. I think I get it.
Yeah.
Just okay. But yeah, if I manage to like get something going, y'all would actually do it.
I mean,
Well, you know how there were switch weapons in Bloodborne since you brought it up?
Right.
I'm not saying they stole the idea, but I'm saying they were probably inspired by Monster.
yeah, that makes sense.
You need to look up some of the monster designs. Like, they're so good.
All right.
Because when you
fair
see them, you'll see like these giant like that you hunt down, and some of them look really good, and some of them, well, look, they're all well designed. What I mean by really good is some of them look like they're colorful, they're kind of like alluring to see, kind of like a peacock, and another one are like, what is that platypus?
I can't really hear you. You kind of.
I don't know. Those things.
Hello. I feel like Jay just walked away
Yeah.
in the middle of everything.
No, I'm standing right here.
You like all I hear is like you touching the mic occasionally, and then you slowly fading out into the distance.
Yeah, you're just getting further and further away.
I don't know why.
I'm over here, guys.
Goodbye, everybody. I'm just gonna walk over here.
But yeah, they have some really nice designs, and the gameplay loop is pretty sweet.
Boo.
Fair enough.
It's probably a lot more fun with friends, I will admit, because it was kind of hard fighting certain monsters alone,
Yeah.
Well, like some of them freaking
especially
fly,
slime.
so like you kind of
Yeah,
have to be able to.
exactly. Like I said, especially slime.
Like the one underwater, I hear is like the first one you fight anyway, and it's weak to dragon. And
That would have
apparently,
been useful.
apparently there's just a freaking big lever under it that is covered with spikes, and those spikes are made out of dragon bone. So you can like almost insta kill it by going below it and then turning on these spikes, and it takes like 3 lever pulls and it's over.
I had no idea about any of that. I just thought it was some iron swords until it died.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Like
there's
the
a
durability got worn away on my weapons and everything.
damn son. See, like, apparently there's a bunch of
And this
different
is
ways
why
to.
I say I'm bad at games.
See, you freaking killed it with uh, your base weapon. Like, you know how early on you can actually get better shit than just standard iron. Because I played it for a little while, and I almost instantly got better equipment.
I don't know how, man. Also I don't know how to put it. I read lore, but whenever the game tries to present like systems to me, like status effects and stuff, I'm always like, yeah, whatever. I'll figure it out if it becomes important. Like in Dark Souls 3, I had like no idea dragons were weak to lightning. I just fought everything with my plain old sword.
I do remember you like wore the dancer set and used the dancer blades for the longest time, and like that was whenever they were part of the meta too, and you had no idea. And uh,
Yeah, I didn't care about the meta. They just looked cool.
yeah, and then like they nerfed them, and you didn't even seem like you noticed. when
I
they,
didn't notice until I got to like a boss, I think, and I was like, man, why is this dude so hard to kill?
I
Yep.
remember
I
for
still
a
remember waiting for like a week because I heard the Nameless King was so hard. I was like, gonna wait until I can get with you to fight the Nameless King,
didn't we like
and then he like instantly killed you when we got inside.
yeah, I know. Like he hit me with some kind of. It was either a fire attack or a lightning attack, and it like insta killed me.
It was fire.
It's fire.
I remember because I saw him flying up to do it, and I ran away, and he like knocked you over, and then just spit fire down on you. So I
Yeah, I
just watched
remember
you.
because I was like trying to run away, but my camera kept spinning in a circle. I was like, no, fuck, shit, no, and so it killed me. It killed me dead.
And then I was like, well, that was, basically 5 days for nothing. Then I had to kill him myself.
Yeah,
And the Dragon Slayer armor too. It
that
was
whipped my
absolutely
that whipped my ass. And then I asked you to come help me, and we killed it like instantly. No, we didn't.
yeah.
No, wait, no, we didn't. Because we tried like 5 times. Because it would always like,
It kept killing you.
yeah, it kept knocking me off the side or something stupid like that. That's because for the longest time I thought that wearing heavy armor actually worked, and I was wrong. Because it's like I've got poise. I'll be fine. And you were like, I mean, just don't get hit.
Yeah, that's all you have to do in every game is just never get hit.
It's kind of sad I got that far in the game before I realized poise did not exist at all. I figured stuff just hit you hard enough to knock you out of poise.
No, well, to be fair, a boss hit probably would have made poise not matter had it been there anyway.
True, true. But you would have think I like whenever I got hit by the lower level enemies, like that would have shown up.
Yeah, you would think it would have stopped them. I don't think it would have stopped the boss, but it would have stopped a lot of the lower level enemies.
See, like I
But
didn't
I,
really.
I just I'm thinking back. I remember also during the Nameless King when I came to help you fight him, Thunderbolts down. You were like, they're undodgeable, but I was right there dodging them.
Yeah, it's because I was,
Just
I
thought
was,
you did.
I had medium, I had like a medium roll, I think, at the time, and apparently you have to be able to actually get out of the way of those. So I switched my armor to like some weaker stuff and managed to finally get out of the way of those attacks, and then we killed him. I
Had a
also used a
medium
crossbow.
roll at the time. I just I knew the timing basically. I
What?
could tell when he shot it up. Like I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. It's just I could tell like after he hit me with it like once
Yeah,
off,
I think
and
after
I
you
just
told me
had a
like,
feeling for when it died.
actually, I think it was more along the lines of you told me the timing. It was like I basically told you, tell me when to dodge, and then you'd go dodge, I'd friggin' jump, and it would always be in time. And I could never figure out how
Yeah.
you knew that.
I remember the two hardest bosses for me were it was Pontiff Sullivan and Champion Gundyr. And both times I spent like them from like 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. I've been up for 2 days. I'm so tired. And both times I took a nap, woke up, and beat them on my first try.
See,
And
I
then I
think
was
I
just like,
actually,
was it just me?
I think Pontiff Sullivan, I actually didn't have that big of a problem. Like, I didn't have that much trouble defeating. It's just that the areas surrounding him
Yeah,
which
not
really
many
screwed
people.
me. Yeah, I like.
I think my main problem beating both of them was like sleep deprivation.
Well, you also no life it whenever you game.
Well, yeah, I remember you were like talking to me like you were talking to me about what was going on during the boss fight, and you were like you were dodging real slow and getting hit and everything, and then you were just like, man, why can't I dodge? And then suddenly like he like cuts you across the chest, and then like you dodge even after he hits you, and that's like, and then you were like, oh yeah, I was like, I think I'm actually just super tired.
Yeah, I do remember that. Because you had went to sleep and woke up and I was still playing.
Yeah,
God.
Because I do remember he hit me and then I hit the button and that was when I realized I was like, oh, I'm just too far gone. There's no way I'm beating anything right now.
I
yep,
remember that now because I remember I got up for work
oh
uh,
yeah, yeah.
and walked
Yeah,
by you still playing, and I was like, "Good morning." You're like, "It's morning."
yeah, I know.
that's
It's a good game though.
that's why I say like you'd probably beat The Witcher 3 in just a couple days. Sadly enough,
Yeah.
uh,
Well, I had more free time back then.
that is true. Um, Same with me, honestly. Now it's just kind of whenever I can play.
Yeah, which is fine.
I love
But
how we came into this and we were like, hey, let's bring up topics for gaming news. And we were like, fuck it. Probably a solid, what, 5 minutes in, we stopped talking about gaming news.
Oh yeah, yeah.
got sidetracked.
Yeah.
But it's been about an hour 40 minutes, so I guess we should start wrapping it up.
Actually, it's been an hour and 24 now.
Oh
Oh,
okay.
really? I have an hour 37.
Because I didn't start recording until after I did that little test thing.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, we should still start wrapping it up.
Yeah, we probably should. Um, do you guys want to say anything to the wonderful audience of 6 people, including the two of you?
You know, thanks for listening, sticking around. I hope you enjoyed the podcast. Leave a comment. Don't forget to, you know,
Like, share,
like,
subscribe.
comment, and subscribe. Yeah, like, share, subscribe. Follow him on Twitter. All that jazz.
Yeah, listen to the Elf Scum. You elven
Elves
whore.
are elven math race.
Hey, screw you. Hey, you're a gypsy.
Flash
That's
that.
what you are. Did you just
I'm
call
not a
me?
gypsy. I'm a well-respected mage. I'm an inquisitor.
You're an apostate, is what you are.
I'm apostate with an army.
Yep.
That's fair. That's fair. The anyway, well, thanks for the promotion of the channel. Um, let's see. Is there anything I need to announce? Oh yeah, depending on when this comes out, this might come out before or after my warband video, and that's because I think I said this earlier in the recording. My or no, I don't think I said it earlier in the recording. My freaking computer cut off. I think it was like an update or something that turned off my computer because I hit ask me later too many times, and finally it was like, nope, you've got to do it now. Good luck. So I get to do that again. So oh well. Um, you know, these two guys will be appearing on and off the channel. Y'all have met Griff before. You haven't met Jay before. Jay and I may be doing a game not too long, but probably down the road.
Yeah, we'll have to start by picking a game, and then timing and stuff.
Yeah, you know that all that jazz. Griff and I will probably have more like videos that are less tied to series and stuff because we'll just mess around and stuff and ramble about, you know, the usual. We're gonna try and keep politics out of it, but I swear, me in particular, I can almost never shut up about it. So it's gonna be a pain in the bootay to try and keep my political views out of all of this. I intend to try, uh, but it'll rear its ugly head
Do you
before long.
do
I
you bring
mean,
up politics that much?
I feel
I
like I
think
do.
it's fine for politics, but just remember you're an entertainer, not a politician.
Yeah, I know. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
be doing it like actively in videos. I really don't typically. I just complain about stuff typically. I just bitch and moan most of the videos. Um, the I plan on doing a lot of strategy games too. Oh, before we go, Bannerlord 2. I cannot wait for all of that. If I do get it though, I hear that it is cooperative. We'll be able to play the campaign multiplayer.
That'll be pretty sweet.
Yes. Do the two of y'all want to play Bannerlord 2 with me whenever it comes out and do a recording?
Sure.
Jay?
Yeah, if that's how co-op works, I'm down.
I.
Go raise some armies, kick some ass.
Yeah. I'm probably going to join up with the Battanians because I hear they have really good archers. And that is my go-to.
All right, I'll join the enemy.
Fuck you. You prickhead.
Then we'll overthrow our kings respectively, and then we'll fight each other.
We'll just make 3 allying places, and then we'll converge it all into a place called Skan. The Skanian Republic.
I'm not calling it Skan.
It'll be called Skan.
And the Civil War will start.
Yeah, that's whenever we'll war against one another, and then one of us will pull out some really, really cheesy, dirty tactic.
Yeah,
Oh, like cloaking units that attack your capital.
Or mind control.
Or yeah, that's a good one. That's a really good one. You fuck.
Okay, we should
Murder them in cold fucking blood with their. You made them murder their best friends.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know, which is just about all of you, Griffin and I played a game of XCOM against one another, and I played as aliens because I just wanted to see what it was like playing as them. So
I hadn't gotten very far in the game at this point.
actually, you were further in technology than I was, but
Yes, in tech.
but that was about it.
Yeah, I had better. I had like taken my time with the game, so I had gotten like my technology tree pretty much completely done. But I was taking so long that I lost several nations, and I was having trouble with satellites, and I hadn't even raided the alien base yet, so I had no idea that sectoid commanders existed.
Yeah, like I had gotten a lot further, and I had just gotten Titan armor, and he had Titan armor for a while. But I also didn't have a single nation leave my, which is nigh impossible. I didn't have a single nation leave my big group. I don't think I did. I may have lost a couple, but nothing crazy.
Yep.
Anyway, so I had already played through far enough to know about the ethereals at this point. Like, I had taken out the battleship, and he hadn't. So we got in, and I see this, like, six
This-
health bars worth of guy with ridiculously shiny armor and a shotgun. And
Just
then
like
another one.
full like I had a full squad of Titan armor and Archangel and two people with Archangel armor. You know, I had Drifter who was my badass sniper rifle, all plasma weapons, and like two assaults with alloy cannons, like full tech, just
To give you-
everything.
Just to give you a rough idea, the kind of people I had a Cyberdisk, a Sectoid Commander, an Ethereal, a Berserker, and what else did I have? Do you remember? Was it like just? A
I mean, I
standard
think you had some
Muton?
mutons.
Yeah,
You
I
had like either some muton elites or just regular mutons.
I think they were the elites,
Yeah, I think they were.
and well, I see these guys, and I immediately go, "Oh no, 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 no!" So I
Well, see,
mind control them. 'Cause-
It wasn't like an immediate, oh, I see them and you know, like, oh no, this looks like trouble. This looks like trouble, and they just killed a bunch of people.
Yeah, I grabbed hold of them and then had them run up and murder their friends. Like I
It was like, I hate you because it was such a great strategy, because it was like the best strategy that could have been used against me.
yeah, cuz like not only did it like cripple his team initially cuz he attacked them. He didn't realize that mind control wasn't permanent. So he attacked his two crewmen.
Which is like, that was a stupid idea on my part. So like I always had it so that my assaults were like at the front of it and could just unload just a payload of damage on anything. Like I could easily one shot a berserker with just one assault.
And he proved that.
Yes,
So
but
I ended
I
up-
never once thought that would ever be turned against me.
Yeah, so
And this was just you fucking murdered China.
yeah, I
Oh,
killed,
the poor bastard.
I killed two of them, didn't I?
Ah, yeah, you killed China, then you killed Thompson. So you killed my support. That was literally, you murdered her brother. You actually murdered her brother. They had the same last name.
Oh.
And then you killed China, who was like her best friend. Cause like the first mission she ever went on, she was a rookie, and I was gonna train her. That was a terrible mission, by the way. I lost people in that one mission. And like I almost lost China. I lost two people, and China also went down, but he didn't die because Paula was right next to him to stabilize him. And from that moment on, they were best friends in my mind, anyways.
See,
I had history.
that's. I remember taking control of them, you exploding them, and I was trying to tell you
Yeah.
that not to worry about it, because he, like, blinded them and then put them under suppression and hit them with rockets and all kinds
Yeah.
of stuff. And then I was trying to tell him, hey, don't worry about it. They're not gone forever.
Well,
And he just kept getting madder and madder and
I couldn't
madder.
hear you because you were cutting out constantly. My game was glitchy. My people wouldn't go where I told them. Like, I told them to go, hey, go to this cover. You know what they do? They go the opposite direction. Oh, thanks. I'm really happy right now. This is fucking great. This is fantastic. I have the two deadliest fucking soldiers in the heaviest fucking armor. I mean, they both had chitin plating too, by the way.
Oh,
Like they were, and they had like higher than average health. It was just
oh.
a bad day. There was no amount of damage that I could lay down that could put them down.
Yeah, we tried a couple games after that, but like,
It was
I
just too
swear,
glitchy.
for like 6 months, if I even said the word XCOM, we would have an argument about mind control and whether it was ethical to use that.
It was just. Yeah, this was the reason I did not finish XCOM when it first came
It
out.
really was.
I just stopped playing it.
You like flat out stopped playing it for like 2 years or so, or more, isn't it? Like,
I
right
mean,
now.
I've picked it up a few times in the past, but I never got really started. Recently, I've been binging it, and I've finally gotten to the end, and I'm actually on the last level, the last mission.
Oh, there you go. Well, I hope you enjoy it. I had my character do the thing, which I won't tell you what the thing is, but I did the thing with my character who was modeled after me.
Oh yeah,
Yes. Because I think you have to have a psionic to do it. So, and he was a psionic
yep.
ranger, which is pretty cool. Uh,
Hmm.
Anywho, the thing about sins is what he was talking about whenever he said he blew up my capital planet, which
Oh
was
yeah, that
yeah,
we were playing the Star Trek mod.
right. And he was playing the Romulans. I was playing the Federation, and
Yep.
I had so many turrets out in front. I turtled up really hard, and we took
He
a
turtled
break.
up, built an army. He had a massive army that he built. He had defenses all around his planet with so many turrets that it would be like very difficult to invade if I even invaded.
Yeah,
And
like
meanwhile, I didn't build much of an army. I built a tiny little scout army with like one or two capital ships and some frigates. Everything else, I built a Titan.
yeah.
That's what I built.
The thing was, like, I figured with my turrets and stuff, I'd be fine, because they did 112 freaking damage, which doesn't sound like a lot in terms of some of the stuff in that game, except for the fact my phasers were maxed out, and that's per second, I believe.
Yep.
Or so, and I had about 60 of these things in my gravity well, because I think there was something broken in the code at the time
Hmm.
where you could just spam phaser turrets. So I had so many that if you sent in a fleet against this against any of these worlds, it would have been wiped.
Yeah, pretty
Unless
much.
you basically went at it in waves. You'd have to come in, run out, come in, run out, come in, run out. And even then, I already had like a shitload of carriers and stuff, so you were gonna get bum rushed until uh, I send my fleet over. I find his fleet. I slaughter it. It can't even run away for how
No,
fast it like
you didn't
it's.
even slaughter my fleet. I actually left a decoy fleet. That was the decoy.
Oh, it was.
Yeah, I was decoying you the whole time. Like that was my entire strategy. As I built one real fleet, which was just a scout fleet, to deal with like stragglers and stuff, and then I built a decoy fleet, and then I turtled up my main planet, and I made sure to scuttle the remaining worlds. Like I didn't actually scuttle every single world because I wanted you to like go around to them first.
Yeah, because your main planet was so heavily defended. I wanted to go ahead and destroy your infrastructure,
Yep.
infrastructure
And
first.
that's why I was scuttling planets to basically because I was going to lose the planet anyways, so I figured might as well get some resources for it
Right. So like every time I'd hop into a freaking gravity
into the
well.
gravity well. I started the scuttle process at some point so that it would like scuttle it just before you could kill it.
Right. So I'd start bombarding, and then it would suddenly just it'd be scuttled, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Okay. So I'd hop around, and I finally decided screw it and just hopped for his homeworld. Hopped in, and we actually were doing really well. It was a rough battle,
Yeah.
and because yeah, you did have that fleet there. I just thought it was a defensive fleet
Hmm.
um, that you'd been making while I was going around from planet to planet. Because I didn't really have any stragglers because there was that group move, which is slower, but it keeps everyone together, and
Yeah.
it's just a safer option. Uh, and so I sent him in. I had a Titan and everything, and we weren't wiping the floor, but it was a rough battle in there. It was tough because
Yeah.
you had a starbase, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I had a starbase or two. I think yeah, no, just the one starbase.
Yeah,
Can
you had a
only build the one.
starbase, and then you had a crap load of turrets, and then you had that fleet, and
Yeah, and then I just set production to build as many as I could.
right, and they were mainly frigates, but they could hit pretty decently. Um,
Yeah.
I remember because I came in through the back, which happened to be a kind of gap, but I still had to come through and then fight your starbase because it could just barely. It could keep me from bombardment, basically. And
Yep.
I remember I was to the point where I had defeated the starbase, I had defeated your turrets, I had killed everything in the gravity well, and I was bombarding your planet. And then I hear your homeworld has been destroyed. Moving capital
Was it?
planet. I
Were you
went,
at my home world?
I was.
Oh wait, I think I switched my home world.
You did, like at the last second.
Yeah. Yeah,
It,
I had set that ahead of time to switch my home world out, and then you lost your home world, and you were like, what the fuck? And I had been trolling the whole time. I had sent my Titan, which can cloak,
yeah,
over
that
to
was
his home
so
world.
bullshit. Because, like,
I
it would cloak
stealthed it.
instantly, and then it would start recharging while it was cloaked. So
Yeah,
you could stay cloaked for basically ever. So he blew up
yeah.
my homeworld, which had a starbase and like 500,000 freaking turrets.
And they
Uh,
just couldn't do shit.
no, they couldn't see him. And that was the same for all of my other planets. Like almost all of them had, at the very least, an outpost. Which I think I had an outpost at the like in between the worlds, like in the worlds to get to where my planets were, and even they didn't pick anything up at all. And it's because I didn't think I'd need an auxiliary government because I thought,
Hmm.
there's there's no way he's going to be able to bombard my planet. Wrong. So
Yep.
essentially, that was just, I guess
It
you
was
could
just like,
say, it was cheesy, but you out tactic me. You out cheesed me, basically. Because the whole time we had taken that break, what I had done is I had just queued up a shitload of
hmm
ships to be made. And we just, we had taken a break. I'd muted my computer so it didn't sound like I was building a bunch of shit.
yep.
And I honestly was being pretty cheesy right there. That was pretty shit. But it made me so mad. I didn't quit playing though. I gotta say, you were probably way more mad about the mind control thing than I ever was about the
Oh, definitely.
Sins of a Solar Empire thing. Because I played Sins of the Solar Empire literally right after that match.
It's because honestly, like I got so mad about the mind control thing. I didn't know anything about the mind control. I didn't. I just didn't know anything about it, and I was way too attached to those guys to lose
Yeah.
any one of them. And it somehow it was like worse to have like this soldier that you've invested so much time in, that you know that he's been on guard and he's been the clutch and he's saved his people so many times, and to have him turn his gun on his friend, it was just
Devastating.
heart wrenching to watch.
Well, this is about just about all the time we have today. So, thanks for everybody for listening and watching. Just yeah, you
Oh
gotta
yeah.
turn your phone back on, Jay. Stop jagging off.
You can't be watching porn.
Been here the whole time.
Sure you have. That's why it sounded like you scrambled for your phone.
I just turned back on the mic. I had it muted because I was chilling.
No, it just sounded like you were like panicking, going, "Oh shit."
Yeah.
I wasn't. I just like while you all were talking, I installed my Xbox wireless adapter.
Ah, fair enough. Okay, well, say goodbye, everybody.
Deuces.
See you guys later, I guess.
All right, so if you want to see more of these podcasts, leave a like.
Wallet.
Tell me in the comments. We'll try and do more of these because these are pretty easy to do, and we don't really need a lot of planning for these. We can just be like, hey, you able to talk for like an hour or so? Be like, yeah, cool. Let's just ramble about bullshit. So we'll probably do more of these coming later on, but I'll still continue all the other normal gaming stuff. This might just be a bonus type thing. Um, anyway, until next time, thanks for watching this long ass program. Whether you're listening to it while you're working or on a road trip, or anybody other than the 4 people I know who are subscribed. Hello, guys, by the way. Um, then thanks for listening. All of y'all. I appreciate the support. Have a good one. Bye bye.